single game, whereas SK have already ramped up, or ramped down, I should say, with some pretty interesting games with double best of 3 already on the board. The Mikey walks up, he gets a spear in the face and then walks back as well. Note his mana bar is low as Shifter's trying to play on the fact that Mickey's hanging around. He gets stunned up. He sat on a control ward. He's healed up and Aqua Prison's going to save his life. But Mickey's slowed down. What a glitter lands. Bukata as well. He's got his max charges out. A Q flashed away from because otherwise Mickey was dead. But it still might not be over as Trimby flashes in. Glitter lands. Supportive combat for first blood. And off the back of Mickey's greed.
The heal and the Lulu W to chase him down. But Mickey, you know, like you're just too cocky, and we're seeing so many mistakes from Mickey, which is such a shame. As now Luke
flash and getting in the Pantheon ult as well from the skies. Bukata's going to make another game work out. Stun onto the leader. He drops. Now that Bukata's got Skeens in his side, he can do the damage out after those passive stacks drop down. Skeens chunk.
Bit of a mistake by Trimby here. The fact that he gets chunked out allows SK to pretty much get this dragon, which feels bad, especially around Warple's really good. But now Nuke might be the one in trouble as Skeens is walking around.
Shockwave does come in. Skeens, this is an easy hit and miss, or rather hit and run. No flash, Talon strike, and observers didn't see it, or rather spectators, but it's still a knock-up from Skeens. It secures the
around him to try to get invades going off as well. They're not going to get much more than vision and pressure unless Nuke oversteps here.
Shockwave, it hits again. We're 3 for 3, and Nuke might just be 0 for 2. Welcome back to the LEC. Apparently, leader is getting camped again.
Yeah, Mickey and Skeens.
They in your mouth, but you eat them because they're good protein.
Bro.
But that's people in Europe wouldn't really understand. As a second dragon's up now. I want to see if Leader is just going to pull off some kind of miracle shockwave. We're waiting. Bukata's found a target though. There it is. Shockwave comes in. True Shot Barrage as well. Big ulti's down, but Trimby and Bukata both nearly dead and may get Paddock as well. All 3 are blinking health bars. And now Nuke is going to go 0-3. No. He flashes away, gets out, but Shifters are also dangerously low. The SK just wiped the floor with them.
And it's Leader just giving so much pressure to Shifters.
This is dominant. It's now all of a sudden dominant. Trust our production with our live. The first gold lead at 14 for SK. So new week, new SK apparently.
Yeah. And especially off of a control mage Leader carry. That's a new SK. That's not SK anymore. I don't know.
No, I don't know what to say. And now they're looking for a dive, and they've got all the tools. Pantheon is on the way. Bukata's going to ulti in. Leader may be in trouble, but Pantheon ult's a little bit shy. Tidal Wave gets Nuke out, and Leader just waiting. Shockwave again. Deletion! And Aqua Prison to Mickey. Genius. As a knockoff from 3 Talon Strike gives Bukata in. He launches to get the stun, but Bukata still not out of harm's way. The dive happening. Wild Growth. Aqua Prison again. Meanwhile, Yoppa dives in the back. We'll talk about that in a second. But Bukata is down. Skeens saved his ult and puts him in the ground. One of our greater Ezreals does the same thing. I feel like any Ezreal I could say is super. Hansama, yeah, they all do it. Aqua Prison missed, SK in trouble. There's a Realm Warp, but trying to be interrupted. It's nice. Wait, Skeens, genius play. Nuke is dead off the back of it. Paddock got slowed down as well as Trimby because of a tidal wave. That was like a 1v4 at one point, and Skeens ulted.
But they're quite split up with Nuke and Rooster on a flank.
Bukata found out though. I mean, Yoppa's going in. Aqua Prison is beautiful. Setting up with the Essence Flux. Yoppa has a free target. Bukata can't join in. Arcane shift forward while Trimby tries a face check. Bukata's dead in the mid lane. SK have found themselves a free dragon and a kill on top. If they were playing like this from week 1, I'd be saying some very different story points. Game to find that out as we have another quick replay about the chase down of Bukata.
And the thing is, Bukata, like, I understand, I like the idea of the Rooster Nuke flank, but you can't have 3 separate sides of entry. Like, you have Trimby wanting to enter through the Steamus Bolt. It's like, if we're that split, it becomes so easy for SK to find the lone straggler, as Rooster now might be in a similar position.
Chase down, 3 Talon strikes, slowed down when Wind becomes lightning. Shockwave on his head. He doesn't even have a Mega Narbar, so no health advantage. Wild Growth used, but to avail. Trimby's going to get away, but SK with a 5k gold lead, this whole bottom side jungle, and a Baron up when they transition to top. This is feeling like a done deal where Shifters, they're not going to get time for this rise and Yunara to be relevant in this game.
Oh, Yoppa dashing forward here. He might have went a bit too crazy again.
Got the ball on his head, though. He's polymorphed. He's slowed down. Wait, maybe Nuke has found an angle damage, though. It's important to note that Leader's already chunked him down. Skeens found Bukata on the side. As Trimmy's just chased down. Wait, Leader's solo carrying with half or less than half a mana bar. He just autoed and queued.
And that's his flash. SK are just back onto the Nash. Yoppa, I love his position here. He's holding this spot over the wall. Same with Leader. That way, if Shifters want to try to walk here, they're going to get poked by both Yoppa and Leader.
As you said, Tidal Wave will start it off. Paddock is the found target. Yoppa Arcane shifts. Trimby by himself again. Different angles as Wild Growth on Rooster. Leader's caught out, but he's got the Protobelt. Couple of autos to take him down, but Rooster slowed down by the distance. Leader will live while SK have already taken down the 80 carry of Shifters. With it, Rooster joins, and it looked overambitious from Leader, but he still doesn't die.
I mean, SK, they're just too damn strong. Their pockets are too big. Rooster, he nearly is able to take down Leader, which would have been a pretty easy game for them to end, all things considered.
And Bukata's lead kind of shifted out because Skeens was just perma-camping, getting resources of his own.
I mean, if I was Shifters and game one after my Korea bootcamp, I'm getting destroyed by Leader on first pick Oriana when everybody made fun of his Oriana last week. Yeah, it's like, it's tough mentally,
yeah.
I'd say. It's tough mentally.
Yeah, I agree. How do you bounce back? Bukata with the flash engage. Leader quickly belled. Tidal Wave as well. Bukata won't get a chance. And now with Nuke being slowed, SK, the follow-up is there. The Shockwave is a two-man. He got his tips from I don't know who, but it turns out that Leader is in fact better than Faker. Paddock caught under the Nexus turrets. And it doesn't matter if you've been in Korea for how long. Doesn't matter if you've been there for a couple of years at this point, because apparently SK just woke up on the right side of the bed this morning, and Leader just stomped you on his second ever competitive game of Oriana with a 5K gold lead and 25 stacks in the book. There he is, that guy.
SK just came back with a vengeance, and it's off a Leader on a control mage with the Medjite, the confidence. They played around him well. They stomped Nuke to the ground. And man, what a glow up from week one.
What a treat from SK as we go to a short break to see if Shifters can bounce back. I mean, it'd be interesting because not only is Leader on comfort, I will say Yoppa's on his comfort. If you don't remember in Vitality B, I mean, Jack, you're in the system when, you know, Yoppa was on Vitality B, right? And
yeah, it's like kind of losing and not really getting any lead, and then you also didn't get the first Drake, and I just really wish they would have went for something like the Bard instead, which would... Okay,
oh no, he did back in the end. He's going to Valkyrie over, but Paddock is about to die. Remember, the Yoppa still has his ulti, but they don't need to burn it. First blood to the Lovers duo.
Doing some good damage. Oh, but now
coming
Skeens is here to ruin his day, but Bukata as well.
Really good timing.
2v2 from... Should be winning for Shifters here.
Yeah, because SK at low. Wonder just gets Cyclone, he's dead. Doesn't even pull out a public execution. Now Skeens has decided to bring on the dosage, but even with the ulti, he's still in harm's way. Shifters leave it there, though. They get their first kill of the game, and Wonder was on set up a pick or start a fight here for Shifters as SK found a pick. Trimby here going through a tri-brush that's warded. He flashes over the wall and gets back to his bottom lane turret, but Bukata has an angle, but there is no ulti. Quickness pulled out from Mickey, and for SK, now the feathers are there. In a route, in a corridor, Yoppa flashes over. He's matched. Depth charge gets the kill. Shifters with one, and as SK run for their lives, they see a trade. They see their support dead. A 1-for-1, but in the end, Yoppa dropping down some gold, still over to Shifters.
I love the turn there from Shifters. The fact that they found Yoppa and they were willing to instantly collapse on him. It was a lot of flashes burnt, and it ends up being just a 1-for-1.
The kill. Gravity field down, Shuriken flip, lands, Leader, he's waiting for an execution, matches the flash, gets out! This is Leader's day! Holy moly! As Bukata running back to the safety of his turret. I mean, Leader is just classing Nuke.
Oh my god! Does allow them some leverage of control. Rooster is moving first here. It's 4 versus 5.
What's the angle on Bukata? Going to face check here. Still Herald being done. Knock up on Bukata. He's at half HP. SK are biding their time, but at 5K now. Herald going down might be success story for Shifters, but can they get it and get out? Leader on an angle again into the pit. The quickness, easy knock up. He gives Leader an angle, but he gets slowed down, stunned up, and it looks good at first, but you realize that SK are blowing them apart. Paddock gets on the backside. Leader flashes away. Wait, he gets a auto, and shutdown comes in. We need to reassess because it's a 2-for-2 after I thought Shifters got absolutely 4 minutes away from picking up the said soul. Baron is up in 1 minute 20, one more slip up. Not like that comp is mega slow at doing it, but it'll give him enough time, and Shifters looking for the chase down. Dredge line again, away. Leader doesn't get tagged out by the damage either. Jumps back in. Okay, he's like, I'm not getting out. He's gonna ulti, but that execution ends in his own making. So Leader gets caught. Shifters commit 3, but mid is now open as Wrist is trying to drop Paddock from, they minimize the gold a little bit. Nuke's going to try and pick up some plating here as Skeens to the rescue.
Oh, Skeens wants to kill him. He pops the ultimate.
I think this is a kill as
cleaver.
well. The infected cleaver.
Here.
Dredge line in is nice. Nuke's still slowed down with the red buff though, and maybe Trimby's done enough. Heart Steel dopamine acquired, and Bukata's now hovering around. Gravity field there. The well is good. Quickness onto Trimby. Another cleaver, but an execution this time from Wonder will help Trimby put him down.
A public execution from downtown as Wonder TP's in, allows him to take down Trimby, and it's going to be the top tower falling now. What was initially a great play from Shifters, they were able to take down Leader, get kind of back in the game. They're going to be forced to TP back to the Dragon. And now Leader's TPing first. It's a disaster for Shifters. They're all gonna die.
Okay, you're right. Well into the cove. Let's see if Jack Spectre is right. A dredge line in. Leader caught. He can't play the game. Never mind. Jack, Leader got CC'd to death. Now Yoppa's isolated, but Trimby's looking for a new target with the rest of Shifters. 5 versus 4. If you just burst Leader down, anything's possible.
Okay, I thought Leader would wait for his team, but it turns out it was a disaster for SK. Now SK needs to drop the Drake. Shifters will get that. We'll see if SK can get any sort of cross map going. They could go onto Nuke.
It's an execution once again. Nuke is just caught under his own turret. Wonder's not taking much damage. A depth charge to help out his mid laner. And with a storm down as well, he gets stunned up, and turret aggro changes around while SK and making another dive. Wonder between two members. It's got to be a kill. Right, almost. Nuke survives. Great flash in the end from the Victor, while Dragon still being thought about by Shifters. But hang on. SK back in. No steal. Grim Deliverance. Rooster gets stunned up. He has a GA inbuilt now, but he's not dead yet. Scheme's looking for the cleaver wall. Yoppa has to run away. The feathers are going to fly. Bukata for the chase down. Cyclone again. Flash on Paddock. No big one. Phosphorus bomb. Auto. Flash. Yoppa's out. But Shifters have got some groove in their step.
What the hell is going on, Jake? Wait, Leader flash ult is in.
He's pissed off, and he gets the kill. Solo on the Nuke. Another on Rooster, but he's popped away. Almost. Nuke had no flash, and that would have been a dead man walking.
And they have all 3 Drakes.
Yep.
But yeah, SK will be 3-0 in a best-of-1 format. Maybe that tells you all you need to know. Is now SK are starting the Nash. They want to keep this game going. Let's see what happens.
All right, let's see if Betty's confidence reigns true. Let's see if we change it up. SK, this Baron is everything to end the series here, but Shifters still only 2,000 gold behind, have something to say. Bukata's angle, fantastic, but on a ward, now lost in spotting. Another one right by the Hex Gate, but Shifters are going to take the mainstream approach. Public execution, fantastic. Onto Paddock, Wonder goes in, but he's bursted immediately. Chaos Storm, Grim Deliverance, all these AoE circles, the depth charge onto Yoppa, who's isolated, will be taken down as well. The Shifters team fighting is back and makes a debut at LEC Spring.
And Yoppa didn't have the ultimate. Trimby saw it. Now Shifter wants to start the Nash. I'm not sure about this one. It's a 3 versus 4.
Dear.
Leader coming in with the perfect execution. He has the flank.
We're throwing all Hail Marys out. Bukata, Cyclone good. Skeen's finally going to get knocked up second time around. Shuriken flip onto the real Wukong. Quickness as well. Mickey, has he saved the fight? He gets in, gets back out, but Leader gets CC'd again. It's just going Hail Mary. Down Dragon started 6-5. Going down. Shifter still looking for the fight front on. Protobelt used by Leader in the back to run into a wall as 3K. Heal from Mickey. Dredgeline doesn't connect. Who pulls it first? It's Mickey. Onto Trimby. The backline suppressed. Hit. Ignored. Dragon taken. Hextech soul for SK. As the front line does its job. And Wonder has done everything he needs to with his ulti. He'll get chased down by Nuke, but souls last forever. Mickey is still looking at what he can find as an angle, but SK trading even is better than even as Yoppa runs into Paddock, tries to threaten, but a Hextech soul has been...
Go to Nash. SK are now the ones going Nash here. Okay. As Bukata's in base, they have a lot of time here.
He's going to take the Hex Gate though, and that's the speed of the Rift right now. 10K, Mickey trying to zone out Trimby. He's got to find an angle here, but meanwhile Paddock's getting solo killed by Leader. His Akali is smacking. As at 4K, 3 now for the steal. Bukata wins. SK decided to flip, but maybe Shifters decided to flip the game. Trimby and Nuke running for their life while SK, the chase down, hasn't ended just yet. It's Yoppa for the chase. It's Skeens getting stunned up, but Baron goes over to Shifters. How they survive is anyone's question. As Yoppa dies next to a turret. SK went a bit too deep. Skeens close to dying himself. And I'll tell you one thing, even with the soul, even with the kills, SK, I think, are finding a way to throw this game right down the toilet.
I have no words. I think SK got really mad that Shifter stole the Nash, so they wanted to kill them. That's the vibe I got. That was like a rage play, kind of. But that means Leader at least is able to pick up this mid tower. And it is still... Oh my god, mid basing there is crazy.
As we said before, Nuke had 3 items, now has 4 with the Magi's, and the buildings of Morello with the Orb as Shifters. Their onslaught is doing so much work, but Public Execution, one defines the backline in, but Grim Deliverance right in the middle of everyone else. Is it enough? The question is, Nuke almost dies, but Leader has an angle. Shifters already won this fight, but Leader found Nuke into the backline. He's on to Paddock next. Public Execution. No, it's perfect. Mickey saves his mid laner as Paddock managed to get on out, but the fight has been renewed for SK. I cannot believe I'm saying these words, but Leader is the hero of SK today.
Leader finds the flank, and it might have been what saved the game as Mickey nearly gets to the base. I get him!
Okay,
Paddock is dead.
Oh no, he's
Paddock is not dead. What?
Paddock is not dead yet.
Paddock killed Mickey. I looked bot for a second. Watch time. Okay, Leader TP's bot. They're still canceling the bases. Can they end?
Can they end?
It's 24 seconds. I don't think... Can they end?
I mean, the chase down from Skeens, he's going to at least stop the backs. Paddock has to walk all the way back, or at least float whatever Corky does.
I mean, Skeens goes where he pleases here.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's going to push. He's going to push and push and push. And Bukata, if he gets slowed down enough, Yoppa will one-shot. Turret's just going to be the play here. Inhibitor in bot lane as well. Leader takes that one. One of the most entertaining games of the split, you can say, easily. Is hitting here in game 2.
Yeah, Leader getting 2 inhibs here. Oh, is he gonna get the second one? He's gonna get the second one. That's really, really big for SK. The TP. I think the fact that Wonder used the TP feels a little bit bad because you'd really want to have that as a backdoor tool. But it does mean they're going to look to instantly force Rooster's TP here as they're starting up the Elder.
The field's down, Leader's over the wall, into a Nautilus, he goes golden, there's a Chaos Storm on his head though, and a Cyclone too, he flashes over, depth charge, burn, but Nuke is still looking for his target. Meanwhile, Grim Deliverance in the fight, while Mickey has already been taken down. Shifters might be winning this out because there's no Elder flip. Rooster gonna go into GA, but even then, he just won't die. Shifters are winning the fight. SK botched it, and even though the minions are on the Nexus turrets, everyone from Shifters, outside of Paddock, will live.
Bro, what the hell is going on? They had the checkmate. You had the checkmate, SK. You just had to let the minions do the work. As Yoppa now is going for the backdoor, but he's forced away.
Yep.
Yoppa has the flank though on this fight. He's going to look to base. Said he's going to fight it. I think Yoppa can look for the flank here and actually clean this fight up. There's no Nuke in this fight, and that's the most crucial member. Elder 7k. Nuke is TPing.
Okay, Skeens loses the passive. He's drawn back in. Still doing good damage to Mundo, tanking up quite a bit, but they're pulling off Dragon. No steal. Nuke goes in with the Proto Belt. Yoppa gets out of the field just in time. With a root down, he saves his life, but not for long. Chaos Storm ticking down. And Yoppa about to die. He's running the wrong side of Summoner's Rift. Elder is taken, and SK, bit of botching here and there. And an execute means that Shifters are in the driver's seat. I think.
They should look to siege and just win the game. But nothing goes as it should this game. So I'm going to say that SK finds a miracle fight and wins.
Okay, there we go. Let's wait and see how that happens. Baron saying that mid inhib is down anyway, let's just leave it.
Yeah, I think losing mid inhib is not bad. But the thing is,
keep going, it's an issue.
They're going to get bot inhib as well due to the fact that Rooster pushed. But if you lose 2 inhibs only, the Elder is running out. Shifters need to find a fight in the next 15 seconds.
Okay.
Trimby's the man to watch. He's going to look for a hook right before the Elder's time's out.
Dredge line onto Skeen's not going to mean too much. The wave is thinning out as well. Wave clear is Yoppa, but it's not super big range. Gravity Field zoning out SK in front of their Nexus turrets and trying to hold on for this Elder, which has got about 10 more seconds to go, if even that. Wonder's chunked out, Dredge line again. Depth charge is good, feathers are out. Mickey with an angle, Leader holding up as well. Elder is down. The fight for SK, it's found. It's Wonder who pulls the trigger on the Nuke, but as he goes golden, look at Yoppa. Look at Yoppa on the side with Leader finding an angle. They've taken him down Bukata. Shifters, they're going to take one in Leader himself, but the rest of SK are holding on. Roosters GA has run out. Wonder found the chase. A triple over to the 80 carry, who's only found Pentas in his Zaya LEC games. But the rest of SK will clean up, and we get an ace at 39 minutes.
SK find the miracle fight, Jake. That's That's what I talked about. That's what I was envisioning.
Dredge line from Trimby needs a target. Yopper heavily protected by Mickey and Skeens. They run through the mid lane. Shifters have an angle. Again, onto the Mundo. It's not great. Depth charge runs in. It's wasted. Onto Yopper. It doesn't enable anything. SK no Shifters are missing an ulti as leader. He's going to try again with the teleport. The angle immense. Shifters in trouble. Paddock frontlining even with a GA in trouble as Yopper gets the free reign. Roos has to ulti out. Dredge line misses. And again, Wonder gets his target. Now the leader comes in. The right side of the fight looks cooked. The left side of the fight looks cooked. Shifters had their chance, and SK broke it. A shuriken flip, and Nuke sitting, waiting for his ultimate demise. It's Bukata to correct myself, but regardless, Shifters will die.
SK, what a fight for perfection there. They separated them so nicely out. An absolute battle. 40-minute game.
It wasn't as clean as game one, but SK 2-0 over the returning BDS. You'll take that for their first LEC Spring Series win.
Oh, and Yoppa doing so much work in that last fight as well. Doing so much damage. Really all of SK just stepped up in that final fight. You can see, I think, smiles of relief on the SK players, as it would have been heartbreaking to lose this game after such a good early game, getting the soul.
Obviously from the BDS days as well, I feel like he was always a facilitating jungler. So I see comfort for Team Heretics, but I see comfort for G2 on the return of their international.
Really good early game from BB. And this feels really bad for Traitson. Oh, Sheo though, wrapped around.
And this is a root down on Lebrov. I think Lebrov is just going to die here. Ice is playing with a bit of magic with low mana, but with Sheo in the way, the flash out, the permafrost close. Lebrov is going to die. First blood against G2's bottom lane, and Sheo keeps it.
That Sheo took the crab, but then he walked all the way around to avoid any of the vision, but we are right back to the fighting here as G2 flashes.
Flash, Wind becomes lightning, the tag with Trace and bit too. Shao's going to start dragging.
You can use it once per game, maybe.
Yeah, that would be fair, actually. You only have one chance to use it. Ready to just shove. As he's got a Nashes and feeling pretty powerful over the wall. Shao going to meet with a bit of misery from Skumon. The duel begins. Seren can't compete, and the flash over. Caps now has a 2v1 right where he wants him. It's setting up with the ulti, but Seren does no damage. He had no stacks, just all in for the wall. Flashed away, but Seren just pressed Q, and Caps ran into the perfect spot for him.
I've seen enough. Seren is better than Cho.
By Skumon, Caps has an angle here on the left side of your screen with the Streamer Shuffle up and available. G2 using that advantage, get the dragon, one apiece. G2 on the board in a nice way, and even though it's a gold lead for Heretics, this early game...
Is he gonna step up? Let's see, Caps, this is like instincts test.
Hang on.
Oh, he puts the soul
Soldier there. Oh, he gets hit though. And Public Execution knows him down. He's gonna get a Shen ult. The shove back onto Show is good. Caps survives, but the Shen ult is cancelled. Caps trying to just run back as he autos in the interim. Trayson runs in, but under turret he can't go any further. Skumon kind of saved the players. Audacious Charge thinks about going in once again, but...
Camp is here.
And it works. I mean, this game, Caps wasn't really camped. He was...
Well, he is getting camped now, maybe. Show's there.
I guess the other way around. Shifting sands. There's the Azir ulti. Wait, no, he jumps in. Umstead, Shen ulti, flash away. Shadow Dash doesn't connect, but Seren's still dead. Now, Jack, you talked about mobility. There's the game-changing ult. Arrow dodged away from, but that was towards Shao. He was too far out anyway. There's the range. Skumon matches up. The dive, a success. Caps gets the kill. And where is the weakness, you ask, as G2 get two?
Azir has a classic. They might even just start the Nash share. They want this game to end quick regardless of how the early game went.
Because it's been a slow one. 20-minute Baron on peak. True Shot Barrage does some damage, but teleport up. Skumon maybe happy to take the engage as he gets the heal off, and you can see Skumon's just going to keep on going.
Again, Nash, I mean, this for me, exactly this is what separates like an insane team from like a meddling team.
Oh yeah.
They just got 2 kills, but I'm 99% sure they just won the game. And a lot of teams here, they would just say, okay, we got 2 kills, but we're kind of chunked. This is scary now. So they would back off. But G2, they know their limits if they can get an inhibitor. If they can get an inhibitor, it's an insane Nash. If they get tier 2s on every lane, it's a really good Nash. If they die randomly, then it's a bad Nash.
Okay, well, we've got the criteria now, and Herald is looking for a second charge. Arrow misses here, but Herald still, regardless, going to open up bot. No, smited down. Just in the nick of time for Team Heretics. Their defense also important. Show whiffs the ulti. Han Summer gets belled out anyway. There's the encore, and Show pulled back in, not taking up yet. Ulti from Skumon the dive. A success. Heretics now in deep water as the double root comes in. The range there. Skumon goes part 2, maybe a little bit deep as the shutdown's given over. Public execution. Trayson does a good job of getting another. Caps under his own turret, trying to survive. There's a stand united. Caps can't kill Trayson, but Broken Blade saves Caps' life. That's one thing here. As the chase of the top laner who went in deep is going to continue. Hans Summer. Wait, is Hans Summer going to die? Your question to be answered. Running in. Hans close, and he's dead. Okay. Jack, what do we make of G2 now as the Baron is all but kaput? And as Seren looks to take down Broken Blade, he's going to step up. He shadow dashes.
Oh my god.
It's Shendings. Okie dokie. Pet2, we would like to talk to you. Next interview is going to be with the Shen 1 trigger.
No way.
Shendings. It's Broken Blade. Don't you know? He's back from first stand, Jack. He's back from first stand, and he's got a bone to pick.
Oh my god, Broken Blade! It's the melee range, bro. They both went melee, bro.
So strong.
So strong.
He was
Agreed.
strong, yeah.
I mean, he is strong, but you're right. They did go melee into a Shen. Broken Blade now has Bandle pipes after the fight, so we've got the classic Shen build. They're going to ulti him. Will he die this time? I think he does, right? Guys, they got him. They did use the Mel ult as well.
With some, so no Shen ult. Team Heretics starting the Drake. G2 want to try to contest.
Good true shot barrage. They need time to heal up. Hans Summer and Labrov in critical danger. Trayson looking for a public execution, and his angle must be precise. G2 walk into River at 5k. They're still getting poked out, and Team Heretics doing a great job of defusing the fight. Broken Blade almost dead to Trayson as well. Wait for the execution that comes from Trayson. G2 say, no, we will not wait. We will leave.
Starting the Nash.
Why not? Over the wall, good Ezreal positioning again, but look at where Hans Summer is on the map right now. He's gotten Dragon, so he's going to be slow to the show unless he lands an arrow.
Oh, but Team Heretics are so split off here.
Oh, it's doing damage. Arrow flies through, doesn't find a target. Broken Blade on one angle. Team Heretics, 4-man stack, flash away from Seren his knight. Now front to back with the encore. Rolls in. Meanwhile, Skumon sends out his little circle, and Heretics is sent backwards. Baron is paused, but there are 3 ultis from G2, 3 from the side of Heretics that have been used.
And G2 were the one to pick off the Drake here. That's why Team Heretics felt forced to start this Nash. But now with all of them basing, maybe G2...
Oh my god, the vision in the back as well, Jack. It is a masterclass as Heretics now have to burn the teleport, but Baron's going to be gone. Shao, can he steal it? No, he can't even get into the pit. And if you sleep against G2, it's going to be permanent. While Broken Blade, as he runs away to level 20, Shen might be able to turn the fight. Looking for him now. The damage, is it enough? He flashes over the wall. A lot has been used. Heretics get nothing for the Baron.
Oh, I feel so bad for Team Heretics. They wanted to start the Nasher, but they weren't able to have the damage, and then immediately G2 just rushes it, and they get it.
On to Seren. Oi, flash away, excuse me. Tracing the arrow, still connects. The dive under Shao, he gets taunted, and he gets pulled. Caps will take down the pig from Team Heretics, and G2's Baron has only just begun.
G2 Siege, 2.5 minutes left on this Nasher. I think G2 are going to look to fully end the game. No front line for Team Heretics. Seren needs to find a good route.
Well, that's one of them, at least on the Broken Blade. The mini wave's thinning out a little bit, but the cannon minion's doing a good job. G2 run into the turret, and Inhibitor turret will be exposed and dropping. Good true shot barrage, but the problem is Labrov is alive, waiting for his heal. While Inhibitor is only going to be the siege for G2 for now. They back up, use their barrier.
BB will walk up.
He's going to walk up, and he's going to walk back. Shadow Dash, ulti. Do you have enough damage? Public execution.
Slowly.
Do you have enough damage? He's going to ulti out. Wait, he's disappearing. He's a magician. Houdini jumps to Skumon and
Foreseeable future. It's just like a pretty easy win at this point. As Hans Summer finds Wei flashes.
Beautiful arrow again. Wei is going to be on court with the extended range. Hans Summer will take down the Heretic support.
That top wave, bot wave I mean. As now Caps might be in trouble though.
Found, dodged.
Good dash.
Trayson, now that he's committed with Shao, the rest of G2 walk through mid-wave. And the Nexus turret's under siege. I mean, this has just been such a slow game. But outside of a couple of plays, Heretics haven't really had much to say. And now G2 with their siege coming in from top, mid, and bot at the same time. It is all holds bar for Heretics to find a play. They've got on the counter, but with the Stand United and the Zhonyas, he's in safe, out of harm's way. Nexus exposed. Heretics need to make their fight, but even though G2 are getting low, the Nexus is falling. And in their first game back from first stand, G2 will find their first win of LEC 2026 Spring.
And G2, they showed their superiority in the macro and in the mid game. It was a slow early game, but you could tell that G2 was the better team throughout with just how they built the gold lead, no matter what Team Heretics did.
Broken Blade, give us a sign. What's going on in his head with Finn?
Yeah, I'm standing here with the Magician Broken Blade after dominating Shen performance. And is the meta just now to draft as many global champions as you can?
Yeah, I mean, we played against BLG, drafting 3 global champs. We really found they found the meta. We copied it. It's great to be able to help your teammates with your ulti. You know, I wish I would have ulted a bit more this game, but it was still a cool game to play.
It was a great game, and as we see now, the meta will develop into more global champions. So now O'Domna will break down why Carfist top will be the new meta.
Value this game allows both the carries of G2 to have a really nice time, but the Poppy can also go in with the Akali and the Olaf to disrupt, and it's another
Lose
nice...
his cannon to a jungle gank. Shao just taxed him, I think. Pulverize, trample. Oh, the Cosmic Binding's fantastic. Way gets out with a Pulverize or a headbutt rather towards minion. He flashes, heals, and now Ice. The next in trouble. With lethal tempo, Hansama matching the flash, and then Lebrov too. Ice is dead. Way only saved by the range of the Binding, but Hansama on the board.
And G2's bot lane, they strike back. Way went a little bit too deep. Change stand to make your bot lane better. The idea was to bring in another Korean, no language barrier. As I say, Ice is now dead once again.
Oh, he is indeed. And remember, he burned the summoners before. A Ragnarok gank. And Skewmond also on the board. Ice 0 and 2. And what were you saying about Sten?
Yeah, it's a bit of a disaster.
Available half the way to level 6 and maybe a little bit more. Skewmon looking for the scuttle to hit that level 6. Caps also has kill threat now as he starts moving over, and G2 definitely hold bottom ribbon in their favor as Wave finds an engage. It's nice, but Lebrov's not enough. Sonic Wave not going to be taken. There it is. Okay, Shao says, hell, we just got to do it. He's going to run in, get the kill, but meanwhile, Ragnarok time. Double kill already. The chatter was right. It seems like a Skewmon big penta-kill game angle. He's already picked up 3.
Good damage by Caps here.
Jump back in, question mark. Skewmon gets where he is again. A wall not present for Ice, but he's still slowed down. And the setup with On the Hunt is good. Chains Corruption good as well. But look, under turret they save. Ragnarok popped again, but Ice...
Forcing Ice out again, making him lose even more minions. As Shao is here to pick up the scraps, get a pink ward. Not much else.
First Dragon, 2k gold lead, 9 minutes into the game. The G2 fans came out to see where G2 were at after coming back from first stand. Game 1 became a little bit tricky, but the second game is starting off way better as Skewmon doesn't have the ult. He's caught out, Chaos Storm down kick, and a Sonic Wave. Shao with a shutdown, and G2 in a little bit of trouble. Lebrov now has a flash as well as Caps looks for the angle underneath turret. Shao greedy, but a turret shot not going to finish him off. Caps thinking about going in, but Way is in.
It just gives so much move speed. It gives 50% move speed for 1.5 seconds. It's so noticeable. It gives good damage as well. The only thing that's really bad about it is the build path, but if you get BF Sword, it's just such an OP item, and it just feels fantastic. And I think if you have good mechanics, good movement, bro, like this gives so much move speed.
That's a tech then, okay.
I think it's so nice.
Dragon with the Team Heretics, by the way, a little sneak as G2 now look for the play afterwards. Shao is caught out, Undertow connects, and we go to Ragnarok once again, but Way is the new target. Sonic Wave is going to be taken, at least in a second, but Shao has run dry. Chains of Corruption come through, Skewmon close to getting caught out, flashes away, and Lebrov went in with his jungler, but the members of Team Heretics were just greater.
I mean, G2, Caps is roaming top here, looking for a top play, but
he's got an ulti. Does he have enough damage on the Trayson? Shuriken Flip is there. There's the flash ulti. Trayson takes Caps into his lair. Caps gets execution, perfect execution, get me every time.
I remember but the thing that's funny about public execution and perfect execution is it's the same word, but it's so different meaning.
Yeah, true. Seren deep, Broken Blade flash with the Keeper's Verdict. Seren walked into that one, but to be fair, G2 were waiting. They snap shut their jaws over the mid laner of Heretics, and now the go button signals as Herald spawns.
G2 find a big pick. They're going to be able to put down the Herald. The Team Heretics answer back in mid lane. Trace in. Lands the Q2. Oh, he gets him over the wall.
All out over the wall. Caps in trouble.
Fails the flash. Caps fails the flash, gets completely outplayed by Trayson.
I don't know if, Seren is better than Chovy, but I think Trayson might be.
Yeah. That was disgusting what Trayson just did to him right there. That's Drake here. Caps is not here. He has the TP, but it doesn't look like he wants to use it. So G2 are 4 versus 5 for the time being, and Team Heretics have started the Drake.
Well, there's a TP finally coming through. Cap's going to find the angle at 4K. Heretics in a good position here, but Shea with Sonic Wave needs to get that execute on the Dragon. They turn. LeBron's being found out, flashes over the wall. Heretics start to fight good, but Broken Blade gets the target against wall. Shea popped into the air, Tempered Fate on 3, while Dragon goes down. Skewmon runs into the whole team. G2 are corrupting this play with a Viking running through the whole of Heretics. Way lucky to be alive with Undertone Boomerang. It's one more shot to kill the cow. Skewmon will pick it up and miss, but the Dragon going over to G2 makes the play good for them.
I mean, Skewmon is an absolute monster in the back line here, doing so much work for G2. They get the Dragon, they get the mid tower. Oh wait, okay, G2, they're doing it again. At 20-minute Nasher, they want to make this a quick 2-0. Team Heretics, they have no idea of Bruce or Poppy.
Oh.
So now Saren might be in trouble.
Yes, indeed. Broken Blade is
He's
fast.
DP,
TP out.
Oh my god.
He knew. Broken Blade ain't no warning there, but he knew that guy's going to try and DP out.
Nah, that's so impressive.
Glaze him bit. Even though it hasn't been super clean, it's still been good enough where...
I think they're very clearly showing that they're the better team.
Yeah, they're rinsing them a little bit, you know. Dishes are done, soap's off, and here Trayson, he's caught out versus 4. Stride Breaker flashed away. Shuriken Flip, he's going to all out, but he's dead. Just a little bit squishy for G2 to take down. It's 15 seconds. Dragon number 3 on the board.
Yeah. G2. We didn't do it in 2019.
No, we didn't. No. Say we like I'm from here.
Oh, I thought you meant crazy insect. Find some sort of crazy angle. Otherwise, G2 will just leverage back control, choke them out, or Skewmon will just run them down.
Undertow on 2, and against the wall. What target's going to be Tempered Fate run away from, but Team Heretics are split. Trayson trying to split up the fight even further, but CC immune because Ragnarok's popped, and Trayson had to go squishy to get over there. And G2 will take him down to make it an uneven numbers game once again. We're cresting upon 10,000 gold as Baron should be free. And Jack is just another nail, isn't it?
G2 found the pick that mattered. They're going to converge onto Nasher. They're going to use that to end the game. And they're going to show us some clean macro.
Why not? Why Shea?
Really?
Say, okay. Small part, flash away.
Let's go, Team Heretics.
Hunt Summer in trouble? No. I mean, I told you, I promised. Tempered Fate. That's one man. Now suddenly for G2, are they in trouble? No, because they're starting this onslaught. And as nervous as I became, Sheo had to get out of there real quick after LeBron showed up as Broken Blade going for the dive. Under the turret, the damage matters not. The static field down to slow down the play. But again, G2 have opened up yet another angle in the base as Team Heretics on their last legs in this game. Jack, I think it is definitely looking like a G2 win.
Yeah, I don't think you're becoming European anytime soon, Jake.
Okay.
They're taking down the Nexus towers. G2 are making it look easy. They're just going to let the Baron minions do the work. Really good flash from LeBron. The one engaged. Skewmon goes in.
And the flash over eyes now onto Sheo. This Olaf game has looked pretty clean, but G2, it has been a leisure for them in game number 2. And their return to European League of Legends has been pretty swell. How are they looking up in first stand finals? Well, G2 just ended it in under an hour.
I mean, G2, you clearly saw from start to finish, they were the better team. I think really their mid-game and their macro was the difference maker, both today and in general in G2's wins. There's still some, you know, funs and kinks that the team needs to work through. And you can see that Caps, you know, there were some misplays from G2. It was not perfection.
Do you think they're mucking around as you play the series Broken Blade, Skewmon, or LeBron?
I don't think they're mucking around. I just think you could tell that this wasn't...
Take game on, then.
I'm not sure, honestly. I think it can really go both ways. I can see both teams winning. As I mentioned, I think
he's able to impact that. We're actually trying to steal away the blue buff though, because Lince's end up getting the scuttle, but will be spotted. Lince is level 6, so level advantage. Relech needs backup if he wants to actually get this. Goes for the smite, and it is Lince's that gets it. Now Relech has to get away. Lince is trying to lock him down with the help of Knock-Knocko, and that's gonna be a flash from Relech. First blood to Lince's. Oh, bottom lane though. We got Carzy going all in onto Paris right now, and they get a double kill to Carzy, 3 to Vitality. This game just blew open for Vitality. Clearing the Jarvan to try and take that away. But in the bottom side, we get the replay. Great phosphorus bomb on the 2. Oh. And you just don't have enough. Karzi even flashing over some of that damage there.
Yeah.
Really well played.
Karzi hits level 6, throws out the arrow, and I believe the splash
there. Maybe he's a little shy on that first item pickup, but it does mean that Linces has like a tempo advantage that he can try and play around this bottom side. Oof, that's a big miss.
Arrow does not land, but the encore flash by SamD. Now tidal wave on a Karzi, they turn it around. Shut down, picked up by SamD. NAVI on the board.
Massive play from SamD. The miss on the ultimate from Karzi and managing to dodge that ult from Fleshy.
No,
that should
be between worlds from Humanoid, though. No flash on Poby from the earlier look of Linces, and Humanoid is just going to run him down. The weirding for the damage, but Poby can get out.
These objectives, but definitely makes any sort of like counterplay a little bit less intuitive for Navi as they go on.
Yeah, he has. Oh, actually, as we had a smite from Relech stealing away the Scuttle Crab, and now just ult onto Fleshy. Relech getting a steal and a kill. Will trade his life for it, as Linces will answer right on back. Karzi also sniping Paris with the arrow, forces flash out of Nami. Navi get back to the safety of the turret, but in comes Humanoid. Goes for the turret dive, weirding for the kill, and gets out of there alive. Vitality find a 2-for-1.
Great collapse from Vitality. That Triforce Imperial Mandate. It's so difficult to contest the Corki Nami on that wave when they've got these two items in tandem. But here we go.
Oh, another ult from Humanoid. But now Relech is nearby. Goes for the Cataclysm early. That's flash out of Humanoid. But has his support behind him now. There we go. Mainter still has his turret alive, but Knock-Knocko is peppering it down, throws down the ultimate. It's gonna full wombo combo! And it's a 1-for-1 trade. Turret putting in a lot of heavy lifting there for Navi.
I mean, you can see immediately Relech trying to move across the mid lane.
And gonna drift it on in, crashes into the turret, and that is a turret taken. First turret, quite late here, 17:30 in, but Vitality get an extra injection of gold.
Yeah, Humanoid caught the transition though.
Yeah, finds Humanoid right there. Poby, big damage, finds a shuffle as well between worlds. He's trying to get the angle, he does get out of there. Now the team comes in. Tag in Linces, Cataclysm to safety as Knock-Knocko continues to chase down. Relech falls, the charm lands onto 2, and Vitality squeeze the pincers, double kill onto the jungler, and find a huge plan to Navi.
And Knock-Knocko isn't afraid of terror shots. He takes 2, fishing for Paris.
I think Paris might be able to get out of this one. Ooh, he's able to dodge a wall, but Knock-Knocko just loses the Mega Gnar. He's feeling really solid right now. The only downside is the other biggest gold differential is Fleshy. As Knock-Knocko is actually in a 1v2 currently. Poby going for the shuffle, flashed by the Gnar, going for the Mega. He's got so much magic resist. He's 1v2ing the solo laners of Navi. Roasted down, but the team helping him out. He survives. Vitality will look for more on the Poby as Humanoid misses some of the abilities, but Linces is there for the backup. 2 kills to Vitality.
Knock-Knocko, take a bow. That was sick.
This kid's going places.
I think everyone just wants to see that place be an international tournament. Like, all they want is to see him face off against the best in the world. And SamD, they need to take a return trip to base.
That is Aurora with, I believe, only 2 items. As Knock-Knocko in a 1v3, holding the line solo. Now Humanoid links up with him. Baron has started for Vitality. Navi are just trying to find an avenue in, but SamD's so low. Mainter will TP. Relech maybe finds an avenue in as the Encore goes a little wide. Cataclysm get closer, but he just gets popped like a balloon. Relech is out of there, and Vitality claim they even share half their comps. It gets so crazy.
Yeah, it's... Or half of Karzi's tweets, to be honest.
As Dagda again is the focus. He doesn't have the Mega Gnar anymore. It's about to time out, and in comes Relech. The arrow for backup goes a little wide. He hops over Relech's head and is still winning the trade. Now Paris comes in, has a tidal wave, sidestep, shut down to Paris. Laners down for Navi, as they will try and again clear this wave, but this one you have to imagine will take the turret, as an auto from Karzi will claim that one. Exposed inhibitor as in goes Relech, big engage, plus the rumble over the top, and Poby with the shuffle! They got Karzi, but Poby goes down. Linces with the kill as Knock-Knocko goes Mega, takes out SamD. Vitality have killed the carries, as it's only Mainter with no ultimate available, and Relech with the GA to his name. Vitality, they'll trade their bot laner up as a 1-for-2 and just destroy the base of Navi.
It was a heroic effort from Navi, but this just isn't your story. Vitality continue to put that pressure. They will get another tower, another inhibitor, and Navi need another miracle if they're hoping for anything here.
Relech still has GA. No Cataclysm anymore, no Flash anymore, but if he wants to just throw his body in, like every villain of a scary movie wrapped up into one right now, that's Vitality.
and specifically Corella Deville as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's more
That
cruel
creeped me out
than
as a kid.
scary.
Yeah.
But now Arrow lands here onto Relech, and everybody following it up. He'll use the Cataclysm, goes into the GA. Nako loses about half his health bar, but Relech is well picked as Vitality land that arrow. Karzi finds the angle and sets up the play. No jungler means no contest at the Baron.
Yeah, there's little that NAVI can do. This is just going to be taken and...
No contest for a smite steal, but maybe they walk up as 4. I mean, we do see NAVI in the neighborhood, and they have the equalizer for Mainter. Knock goes on the flank, but he does not have Mega. Navi walking forward. Lince is still in the pit. Karzi getting damage in as the Baron is secured. Humanoid has a flank as Poby goes in for a big shuffle out of 3. Straight in Mainter, but Humanoid blocks Samdi's approach, and Vitality answer the play. Hold their ground. Double kill to Nako. Mainter will try and limp away as a TP comes into the mid lane, or rather into the base of Vitality, or Navi from the mid lane, or either way, Vitality find the ace. They get the Baron. Massive game 1 statement from Vitality as Humanoid looks to take down the Nexus. Relech has respawned, but the rest of Vitality are here, and that's a GG. Game 1 to Vitality.
Yeah, cool, calm, and collected for Vitality in this game 1. They've kind of made it look easy, just never really giving much, making sure that they were winning out on that bottom side. Excellent stuff, but we're going to toss it over to a quick break, and we'll be back for game number 2. For that level 6, so I think that will give a lot of pressure towards Navi, especially if you got this Lulu to work with this Ahen for control in River in the early stages. So I think this is where we should see.
Like you had said, Dagda, Lince says, I'm not going to go in there. I'm going to go for the grubs instead.
Yeah, and I mean, even just lucky that the crab is spawning up there as well. So Lince will get a little something, but
People are naturally going to talk about them and think about them when it comes to carry performances. So it's tough to stand out in that crowd. So shout out to Lince's Fleshy also standing out here again, catching a wave. Gets you a support like Fleshy, gets flashed out of Paris, takes away some of the wave.
You want to?
You touched it a little earlier. Let's see if Humanoid wants to contest with Linces. Navi have Paris wrapping around. Fleshy's in the river right now, still has the flash, but Pop Blossom's on cooldown from the earlier play, so they don't have the Nico engage. Poby's getting some good poke onto Linces, but now in comes Humanoid, and Relech is running away because the teleport in from Nako. As Relech ults in, but doesn't land onto anybody, but does get the Drake. Linces tries to cyclone him down. That is the first blood to Humanoid as Navi teleport Mainter in as well. They're now turning back onto Humanoid. Flash from the Aurelion Soul. Linces burned down by Poby. It's a 2-for-1 trade plus the Dragon to Navi.
It looked a little wonky to start with, but Navi come out with everything that they could hope for. Great, you can use that range and stop kind of being able to trade effectively as this Gwen as you start to tick over to 2 items.
Yeah, Sunfire Torch just helps with the poke. Fleshy is here as a minion, and Relech was not counting it. Locked down under the turret, will take the ultimate to safety, and they actually turn right back around on a Fleshy. Poby turns the play and finds the kill.
Oh, that started off like it was going to be wonderful for Vitality, but Navi get the play exactly as they want to. They get a kill. Mainter going to be able to clear at this bottom wave as well.
Yeah, so much harder to dive the Scion. I don't think there's a chance as this guy's descent actually will land the stun onto Mainter, but he can still just walk back. That was only the falling star, not even the upgraded one. So almost takes the turret. Not quite there. Dragon setup is the name of the game right now as Relech will find Fleshy. Big chunk damage there as he flashes over the Aurelion Soul damage, but not able to get in onto Linces.
Yeah, I think a little nervous with the clone beside him that there was going to be a combo with... Hang on, Samdi stepping up.
Yeah, Nako. Typically when a Gwen gets a melee range of an AD carry, the AD carry goes the other direction. Samdi said, nah, I actually feel confident here. As Humanoid now coming in onto Mainter, has the Q damage coming in. Voice of Light doing as much as he can and will chunk down the Scion. But Navi, they don't need their Scion in the fight if no one's going to contest the Dragon. They'll just take the objective.
Yeah, I thought that basically with the clone there, Linces was going to pop the Cyclone.
As, yeah, it was Poby pushing the bot side. He's actually TPing top right now as Humanoid. Did he just Astral Flight? I don't know if he has it. No, he does have it, so he's just going to Astral Flight away. He's chased down! Scion wins the race and lands the stun. Poby with the kill.
I feel like the lore should not be that Scion running is faster than a dragon in space.
Yeah.
Just personally.
What goes faster, Space Dragon God or Big Angry Guy? I guess we found out here, and now the Baron's going to be started up by Navi as it's not even contested. I mean, like, if Vitality sees this, but what are they going to do about it? They'll just instead have Nako pushing the bot side. They'll get a wave shoved mid. Really fantastic pick from Navi.
Yeah, I mean, it's great, but it is kind of classic Humanoid, unfortunately, getting caught in that side lane. He's been wanting to do so for years, and it gives cozying up to the other 3 members in mid lane. But here, Navi on point. You don't have that Infinity Edge right now. Dragon started up, no big power spike for the AD carry. Knock-Knocko has the Seeker's Arm Guard, but he gets chunked down there by Poby. The Victor laser damage is so much, but Knock-Knocko says, my job is to go in, and I'm gonna go 1v3. The Dragon taken there by Linsis, as the Grim Deliverance not gonna find too much damage done, as Linsis now will fall the first to die in the fight. Humanoid over the wall, Carzzy over the wall. This is where the damage dealers want to be. Knock-Knocko bought them space for the Dragon Steal, and Vitality will happily take it, trading their jungler's life.
Yeah, the fact that you managed to steal that was huge from Vitality.
Where's the monkey? Where is Linsis? Linsis is currently approaching from the bottom side, but he's spotted by Poby, throwing out the laser, and again, just zoning them out. You heard in the comms earlier, it's just Poby holding the line. Carzzy will jump over, but it's a shield on the Victor. They don't even get the damage. Knock-Knocko, meanwhile, going for his own. Linsis finds the engage, but does not land it onto anybody, as now Grim Deliverance to try and get away. Dragon is taken by Vitality. Poby is separated from the rest of the team right here, as he has the wild growth from Paris. Now Paris is the target. Polymorph to keep him alive. He will fall eventually. Vitality trying to get out. Carzzy fails to jump over the wall and CC'd to death. Poby on a rampage.
Honestly, I think for Vitality, if they just gotten out to safety, means he falls. There'll be Baron now for Navi.
Yeah, delayed the Dragon's Soul, but a Baron picked up is still a fantastic prize for Navi, as they maintain their gold lead and now pick up a potential.
And Carzzy just farming up against Mainter, so Navi trying a new tactic of changing lanes.
Yeah, go mid lane instead, but now Humanoid just goes mid. This guy's Descend will land. Big stun on a Sam D, and Relech as well, heavily chunked. Wild growth on the jungler. He's burning down. He's alive. Relech gets out of there, but message sent Navi. Right now, so Navi see the Gwen. He's gonna have to try and skip and slash back over if he wants the true flank, as Navi Mainter's holding the line for Fleshy. The Pop Blossom engage could be big. Vitality have delayed so many dragons. Can they do it again? Cyclone from Linsis onto Relech. He's into the pit. Relech is gonna look for the Grim Deliverance in there to try and secure it, but it's stolen again. Linsis again will get the objective, and the skies descend. The shutdown for Knock-Knocko, flashing in, and he finds another one. Poby stands, but Carzzy's full health, and he's gonna look for an angle onto Poby. Navi will try and get their solo laners out of there, as Humanoid's now slowing down. Poby flashes in, but the shutdown for Humanoid! Carzzy chasing on the Mainter! Vitality make it happen! Carzzy flashing under the turret to chase down the Scion, and Mainter will be alive, will be fine, but what do you know? Vitality delay the game, delay the soul, and put themselves right back in it.
Third time's the charm from Vitality. They held, they stole, they fought. Sorry, Linsis is still hiding. He has not been spotted. He's in the perfect spot.
In the brush.
He's now spotted.
Okay, they see where the Wukong is, and now everybody from Navi just turns back, but he goes for the engage instead, tries to get onto Sam D, and he disengages. Linsis is down, Sam D gets the kill. Mainter traded, the front line for Navi's out of there. As Knock-Knocko's chasing down Relech. Humanoid as well. They got the jungler, and Humanoid on a killing spree. Vitality trade up. Carzzy still has flash available. He still has a Lulu in his back pocket, and there's no Pop Blossom to worry about for the engage. Humanoid has a bit of a flank right here. He's gonna go for it. Throws out the Singularity, and then Fleshy into the stasis. Poby as well. Knock-Knocko's going forward. Knock-Knocko gets out of Paris. Flash out. Somebody's trying to take down Carzzy. He will, but trades his life. Now Knock-Knocko into the Zonias. Poby's trying to lock him down. Fleshy lands the root, but Poby with the shields. He's still healthy. He's still alive. Humanoid backed. Full health bar, teleports into the fight. Poby and Paris have to get out of there, and Humanoid spots him. There's a ward in the brush. Humanoid on a rampage. Vitality's mid laner will find a double kill, and Vitality will once again win the fight.
But unfortunately, you get the Baron, and you can't get close to a tower.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. And now the TP is they spot Linsis.
Yeah, Linsis was looking for another flank, but this time around he's spotted. This time around he does not have the escape, and in the critical moment, Navi find their pick. They'll look to the Baron.
It has to be on Humanoid and Knock-Knocko. Everyone in this pit is vulnerable to Humanoid. Can he make that play happen?
No ultimates used, no summoner spells used from Navi. This is going to be a pure 4v5 outplay if Vitality can find it, and they're actually pushing Navi away. Knock-Knocko makes Relech jump over the wall. Mainter's getting chunked down by Carzzy. As the front line now, big ultimate. Poby preemptively goes into the stasis, but there's a Pop Blossom coming right in. Poby taken down. The Baron is secured for Navi, but they just lost 2 members. Flash out for Mainter. here. Karzi and Humanoid chase him down. Vitality will win the fight in the 4v5.
And now they get to push in mid. It has to be a base defense, and all you have is Relech and
TP's into the mid lane.
He just wants
for
the shield, the big shield,
He's ready
yeah.
for the fight. Knock-Knocko's gonna go in, but Relech is gonna spot him in the brush. Knock-Knocko, can he get into the flank in time? Navi just have to wait out the TP shield. As now Relech goes in, chunks it down, and gets the knock-up. Oh, Knock-Knocko actually turns it back around. Huge damage on a Softy! Solo as the Gwen in a 1v3 is able to do that! The team gets the Elder Dragon, and Vitality are unleashed! Navi in full retreat, but they got nowhere to go! Vitality held the line! The comeback is complete! And Vitality stop the fight! Somebody will get one, but it's a consolation prize! An ace for Vitality!
I cannot believe that Vitality managed to hold on. Steal after steal, and one more steal of this game from the hands of Navi.
Knock-Knocko in a 1v3, 4 Dragon steals in a row. Vitality got that magic. GG! They will 2-0 Navi.
I'm in shock. I mean, we heard Linces in that clip. He was like, boys, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, Poby's just holding us at bay. But they just found fight after fight. They got the Dragons. And now you can vote for one of them as your player of the series at LEC on X. Knock-Knocko, Linces, and Humanoid. But it was a team effort.
That's
This was
a
insane.
tough call. I actually don't know who my